Greetings YouTube, and welcome to the Free Tiger model FT801. I bought a bunch of Free Tiger knives all at once. They look kind of cool, and I liked their overall profiles, so I thought, what the heck, I'll buy some, and I have been quite happy with their quality. So this is a semi-open construction. It has a small lanyard hole which is protected, G10 scale, which have a nice kind of a is it coyote brown? That's dark. Is that dark enough for that? But yeah, it's a nice vibe. It has this single directional grooving in there, which makes it a very comfortable grip, and it works quite nicely whether you have bare hands or you're wearing gloves, because I wear gloves at work. It has a single position pocket clip, tip up carry, which is of course how it always should be carried, though I never figured out why they don't make these things with multiple positions, because you can, but they don't. The pocket clip actually is flat and has these two standoffs of little spacers for the fasteners. Because of that, it is not a deep pocket carry clip, and these do also facilitate in you drawing the knife quite nicely, because you can just go like that and you hook your finger on there. This is a flipper, and one of the things I find kind of interesting when I took it out of the box is the pivot is just a plain old regular head screw. I mean, it's a Chicago bolt, but it's a screw, just your Danish screwdriver, ordinary standard screwdriver. I can't remember the last time I saw a knife pivot that had a regular screwdriver. The torques have pretty much become universal on knives, if it isn't some kind of weird proprietary thing, just people do because they like the look. But really, I thought that was kind of cool, because it means anybody has one of these in their collection when it comes to tools. It's a multi-tools, you know what I mean? Bit driver set you get for $5 at, Harbor Freight will have something like this. So that makes it very approachable. Blade was nicely centered, and everything on the outside is nicely finished. There is a very slight amount of jimping here. It is small scale, but it's also slightly aggressive. They didn't really round a whole lot of this. It's not painful in any way, but it's definitely there, and you are aware of it when you put your finger on it. So, first time out, it came a wonderful little snap. There was absolutely no problem. You'll also notice that there is an inset on that jimping, which I kind of like the contrast between the flat look of that and then the shinier kind of satin finish we have going on, both on that flat here and on the flat grind of the blade, which leads to a secondary bevel. And it came out of the box with a reasonably decent edge. Nothing to write home about, not shaving sharp. Blade has no play in either direction, and you're looking at about 50% lockup. Yeah, about 50%. The liners in here are actually skeletonized, which is kind of nice. I like when they do that. It's interesting. It's a little more advanced skeletonization. They didn't just drill holes. Like round holes. They actually went in there and machined out a shape, which I think is kind of nice, which is kind of cool. That is not that level of detail is not something you always see. And there's a hole in the middle in a spot that makes me wonder if these are being used for some other, because I don't see any reason for having machined them out in this particular shape, unless maybe they're doing it for some other scales. Maybe there are other scales available for this particular knife that I don't know about. But it is an unusual machining pattern for lightening up a set of scales, or rather liners. So yeah, intriguing. I have no idea why they made that design choice. Maybe it was just a design choice. Maybe the person programming the machine that did the cutouts on that was just bored. Who knows? Very comfortable. Again, with that jimping in there, you get a nice purchase on there, because it's a flipper. Your fingers aren't going to go up there. Though this is not a heavy-duty knife, it is most definitely a firm grip and affords you a good medium-duty amount of holding power. This does, because of the shape of this, I am aware of it. I can't say it's a hot spot, because it really isn't, but I'm aware of the pocket clip in a way that I am often not aware on other knives. So that could be an issue if you find pocket clips in general a little on the, a bothersome side. This could potentially bug you a little bit. But, it is what it is. So anything else I need to point out about this thing? It's just a nice design. It's very simple. It's straightforward. It was available in more than one color. I chose this because I'm often really tired of Tacticool black. It is very boring. Far too many knives only come in Tacticool black. I like a little variety in my knives. I do own a lot of them. Whenever people ask me how many knives I own, because it inevitably comes up in conversation if I talk about knives, I always tell them more than 2. I talked to a knife maker once, a guy who makes custom knives, and he said the formula for the number of knives that you should own is N+1, where N is the number of knives you currently own. So yeah, this is the Free Tiger FT801. Oh yeah, it is. I should point this out. It is 420. It is not D2, which is almost ubiquitous on lower end knives, but this is 420. So some folks don't like the 400 series steel, and I can understand that. So that could be a decision, a deal breaker for them. It wasn't for me. I like the overall look and comfort and everything with this. Overall, the knife is a very nice quality for its price point. I think this was in the $20 range, if I remember correctly. And I have overall been very impressed with Free Tiger blades. I think they've done a really nice job. And I appreciate a knife that isn't going to break the bank and is decent quality. So, thank you for being here today for the Free Tiger FT801, and I hope that you'll be here for the next knife review.